Hey, welcome to the Squadcast,
Guys, here is our review for Glass,
aka the Shyamalan Initiative.
aka the Unbreakable Trilogy.
Yeah, I mean, what did you think overall? What were your overall thoughts?
Well, I'll tell you this. I went dressed for the occasion. This is as closest to Bruce Willis's poncho as
You
I'm going to
channeled
get.
it. I thought you were channeling Darth Kermit for a second.
It's not easy being part of the dark side.
Yeah, let's get into it.
Yeah.
Glass is the sequel to Unbreakable and Split. We both managed to see Split together, and we saw Unbreakable, on our own when we were younger.
Separate occasions.
Gathering what we know from Unbreakable and Split, how does most of that factor into this film?
So everything has been a build-up. Unbreakable was a superhero origin story.
Really grounded.
Yeah, in disguise. And then Split turned out to be a supervillain origin story. And so then the way that Glass culminates it all together is now you have the hero facing off against the villains. Like, this is meant to be the official showdown.
This is literally what happens when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object.
Exactly.
You have strength versus just raw, visceral barbarism.
Yes.
And it's all orchestrated by one guy.
And everybody was saying too, like I remember reading a bunch of comments, like when they had, or when Split ended, it was like the Beast will meet the Unbreakable.
Yes.
Like, how do you break something that can't be broken?
So now that Glass has finally been released, we know the plot just simply revolves around that. A group of scientists try to coral these people with abilities together with these delusions of grandeur and try to convince them that they're just regular people.
Yeah.
So basically like Inception mixed with Shutter Island in a way. Trying to just break them out of their delusion.
Mixed with like a grounded version of like a superhero universe.
Of a superhero universe, exactly. I mean, it was really hard not to call back to all these superhero movies that we've seen because you could tell that's what M. Night Shyamalan was trying to break away from. But when you cast Samuel Jackson, granted this was before he was Nick Fury, you have him wrangling all these people together, you're gonna call back to Nick Fury.
Yeah.
So would you say this is a movie that people can really see not having seen the first two films?
You have to at least have seen Split, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, I've met a lot of people, like I ask them, are you guys excited for Glass? And they'll tell me, I saw Split, I haven't seen Unbreakable, but everybody at least gets the gist of what's going on.
Yeah.
Unbreakable, I would say watch it because not only is it a great movie, but it's also because it introduces Bruce Willis's character in Glass.
Yeah, I know. I'll be right down.
But I mean, still, there's a lot of action in it. A lot of action.
Surprisingly, there was. Like,
I was surprised at how much comedy was in the film.
I know.
You'll
James
be surprised.
McAvoy was great.
No way.
And I would argue this was his film.
Yeah,
the movie's
it was.
called Glass, but James McAvoy killed it.
He did.
Absolutely killed it.
And Samuel Jackson, fantastic.
Samuel Jackson, of course. That just goes without saying.
You know he was happy to return to this character.
Absolutely.
You could feel it. And then Bruce Willis's character of David Dunn.
I don't know if that was so much David Dunn being reluctant playing the hero. I think that was just more Bruce Willis reluctant playing David Dunn. He was just like, I guess I'll do it again. I'll open the door. I'll get soaked in water. I'll punch a door. He just seemed like he was going through the motions.
Like, I like that he at least came back and we actually got to see him in action in his, his poncho or his suit.
Yes, I mean, the poncho has become so iconic with his image,
Yeah.
We saw it so much in the first film in Unbreakable.
And it's just been plastered like on posters all over.
On posters everywhere. And again, when you think of that poncho, you think of the Unbreakable Man.
Yeah, you do. Since from the very beginning of the film, it does feel like it's building up to something.
Yeah.
And it's building up to that, like we said, like that showdown between the villain and the hero. And it's great seeing everybody play their strengths. Like Bruce Willis, he's unbreakable, so he has a super strength. Samuel Jackson's the mastermind. He doesn't need to fight. He just has his wits. But you see why he's such a force to be reckoned with. And then you have the Beast, who, is superhuman, and he's supposed to be that opposing force for our hero.
Absolutely.
He's the soldier villain. When going in, don't expect an action film. Don't expect an action film. Don't expect like a big budget superhero film because that's not what it is. That's not what Unbreakable is.
With the mentality of Unbreakable, slow, grounded character development, character driven, but also an element of horror, just a slight air of horror, just in the air.
And for what they were able to do, keeping it all grounded, it worked. Like, in my opinion, it worked. It wasn't over the top. It wasn't like buildings aren't coming crashing down, explosions. No. It's meant to be it's meant to be a very smaller scale story, but epic for their world.
Exactly.
That's how it is.
All right.
So I would say, yeah, definitely go give it a watch.
Yeah.